I'm Nick Altmeyer with linkinglewiscounty.com. We're here this morning with April Dials, who is a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, and she's just opened private practice here in downtown Lowville. So do you want to tell the people a little bit about what your practice is and why you chose Lowville as your location?
Yeah, I have been working in Lowville for another organization, and I've wanted to open my own practice and had kind of planned on it eventually, so here I am. I treat all ages of, I treat everybody from 4 years old to 104 for a lot of different things. Schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, depression,
Attention deficit, I think you talked about with
attention
children.
deficit disorder,
Okay.
So.
All right. So your new office is right here on 7551 South State Street, right here in downtown Lowville. What made you decide to open your practice here in Lowville? I know that you said you're originally from Ithaca. You and your husband moved to the area a number of years ago. You've worked in the field here for a while. So what led to the decision to stay here in Lowville?
Well, I really like this town. Our house is just, really close by and just on the edge of town, and it's a really nice community. So, and I thought maybe I could be a good public servant kind of a thing and do some good.
Well, we always hear a lot in the area about the lack of mental health services and things like that. So you talked a little bit about some of the things that you treat. I know that you also said that you're a prescriber for mental health issues as well. So can you talk about how important that is to the community and how there's not a lot of organizations doing that?
Yeah. I myself have ADHD, and I never would have made it through college if I didn't get on some medication to help me focus. And so I see, struggling children, and I know that a lot of times their parents don't feel comfortable putting them on medication, but once they do, then they recognize how much better the child adjusts in the classroom. They get better grades, and they just get a better education. There are a lot of people that suffer from depression, especially here in the North Country, because we have long winters up here, and sometimes they just go untreated for years, and I think it kind of dampens the quality of life significantly if they just live with it, deal with it, try to snap out of it, which usually doesn't happen. And then there are those that would like to be able to work full-time and be productive citizens, but their mental illness keeps them from that. For instance, people with bipolar disorder or with schizophrenia, but once they are on medication and maybe receiving therapy, they can function at their, the best of their ability, and they're amazed at how well they can do and never realized their potential before. So it's rewarding to, to help somebody discover what it is they can accomplish.
Okay. And did you want to talk a little bit about some of your education background and what you're certified in and things like that?
Sure. I studied at Binghamton University, got my master's degree in nursing there, and then I was working on a PhD, but I decided that they had a brand new nurse practitioner program, and I thought how awesome that would be, to get that certificate and be able to treat mental illness and to help people, which has kind of always been the underlying motivation. Help people realize that they can have a good life. Did I answer your question?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And as far as I know, when we were talking a little bit off camera, you were talking about the importance of, part of the reason you wanted to go into private practice was for some of the flexibility. So not every patient's the same. So you like the fact that if, instead of making everyone a cookie cutter appointment for a specific amount of time or something like that, you can kind of treat people on a person by person basis.
Yes, I feel like limiting a person to 15 minutes, 20 minutes or whatever, sometimes they're not able to get to the bottom of what the issue is in that length of time, and they need more time to express themselves, and it helps me to know what's happening with them if they have time to talk about it and to get comfortable talking about it.
Okay. So obviously with a new practice here, you're accepting new patients, and you also have some patients that have already come over here. How do people go about getting an appointment or requesting services that you provide?
Well, our main phone number is 315-377-4011, and calling that number will get you in talking with the receptionist, and she'll schedule you and get your insurance information and all that kind of thing. And I try to work with people's schedules.
Okay. And as far as insurance goes, you pretty much accept all major insurances? Yes. Okay. And then obviously if people don't have insurance, they can pay cash or however. Yeah. I don't want anybody to be turned away because they think, oh man, I can't afford this. I can't, because people need to take care of themselves. So if people don't have insurance, you can kind of work with them a little bit. Okay, perfect. All right. So as far as the office here opened at the beginning of September, you guys have been doing a lot of renovations in here and things like that. So it's really welcoming atmosphere in here. So once again, we have April Dials here, and she is a psychiatric and mental health nurse practitioner, and she'll be offering services here in Lowville. So in closing, did you have anything else that you wanted the people to know about your practice? Well, we're open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and there is an after-hours emergency number that people can call if whether to just let me know, hey, I'm in the hospital, I can't come to my appointment, or this medication's not working, it's making me sick, what do I do? Things like that. I know that issues don't always happen between 8 and 5. So that's a number that the patients would have? Yeah, when they come in, I can't remember it offhand, but I have a phone that is always with me 24/7 in case somebody has a problem that needs addressing immediately. Okay. And you say you're open from 8 to 5, but it's still only by appointment, that people can't just walk in and have an appointment that day? Well, it depends. Some days we're solidly booked with people, other days we're not. It's best to get an appointment if possible, but I can usually get them in fairly quickly. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, we appreciate your time today, April, and we wish you the best of luck with your new practice here. Thank you.